Good morning, you badass motherfuckers. It's the All On Me, the morning drinking show. I'm your host, Greg, getting on this motherfucker live. Live and direct. Wake your motherfucker asses up. Let's go. It's time to get after it, motherfuckers. We doing life today. We doing life. And guess what this motherfucker's talking about? Turning your fucking life around for the better, right? We try to become the best version of ourselves. I know this shit comes in hot like a motherfucker. Hot potatoes coming over at you, man. I'm throwing fucking hot potatoes in the form of fucking grenades. Gonna wake your motherfucking asses up on a Wednesday. Hump day, motherfuckers. How many of you guys just struggling, wishing it was back to last week, right before the fucking holiday, Thanksgiving? You're like, fuck, I kind of hate my life. I kind of hate my job. I wish I could just be in holiday mode every motherfucking day. Doing what? Overindulging, man. Overindulging. True story. So I'm at the gym yesterday. I actually had two really incredible encounters yesterday at the gym. Good morning. I hope y'all motherfuckers is doing good, doing life, right? Whether you struggling or you hustling or somewhere in between. But I had two incredible encounters yesterday. This motherfucker's still picking up and putting down big motherfucking weights, right? And a friend at the gym, right, ran into me. And he started talking about the holidays. He's actually been talking about the holidays since last week, right? Talking about the overindulgence. And this is the guy that gets after it, man. He's getting after it, week in, week out. But he was, he's feeling guilty, right? He's feeling guilty because he overindulged, man. He's talking about all these different, food types for his, family situation that just, he's just feeling like shit, right? But he was like, man, it was so good, right? One of the things was tamales. This other thing with masa drink. I don't know exactly what he was talking about, but it didn't sound healthy. And so he's kind of like trying to put in the extra work, right? Add in on top of the resistance training, the cardio. And I caught him because he said, man, I'll be back after it in like 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm like, there it is, man. You just called yourself out. You're telling me, right, that the way that you thankful, the way that you celebrating thankfulness and Thanksgiving is you overindulged, right? And it's set you back 2 to 3 weeks, right, of training. And I just kept kind of coming at him with this shit because he kept telling me, but it's just this, it's the time of the year and it's the family. And I get all that. That's the thing. I get all that. So many of us have these fucking programs where it's okay for us to just fuck off, right? To just let it go, right? To give in, right? To our cultural, to our family traditions, right? And we know it doesn't align with our own fucking truth, right? And that's the sad fucking reality of life is the shit. So many things we do it in the name of acceptance. We do it in the name of tradition, but it doesn't align with who the fuck we either are or who we're wanting to become, right? It should truly be the best version of ourselves, right? And every person gets to define whatever the best fucking version of yourself is, right? The best version of yourself is who you are today, right? Then good. I know that today, right now, I've never lived this day, and this is the best composite version of myself. It's not from 20 years ago when I won the fucking high school championship or got pinned a fucking medal in the military or whatever, an act of valor. That's not the best version of myself. The best version of myself is a person doing life today. But here was the powerful thing, right? And I don't know how many of you guys fucking experienced this shit, but the power in the conversation with this guy was really after we had a dialogue very similar to the shit I come at you motherfuckers with, was him saying, you know what, man, holy shit, you're telling me, you're calling me out. You're telling me shit that no one else is telling me. You're giving me a perspective that no one else is fucking hitting me with. And it challenges me. And it challenges me to be better. Right? Because see, the thing is he fell back into tradition. Right? He says that one day of fucking overindulgence knocked him off his fucking goals of fitness and health 2 to 3 weeks. And he's someone that's very motivated. Unlike a lot of you motherfuckers. Y'all ain't motivated. Y'all ain't disciplined. You're just going through the motions, accepting life as it is, not really hungry for each and every day, setting intentions for the day, setting intentions for the week, setting intentions for your fucking life. And then having the discipline, right? The discipline, motherfuckers, to not give in and fall back. And so many of you, the biggest fucking obstacle in your fucking progress is the weekend, motherfuckers. The weekend, right? It's the happy hours, the after hours, checking out from work, right? You go and fuck off on the weekends, and then you got to get, fuck the Monday morning blues. And by here we are, Wednesday, middle of the week. You're probably starting to feel a little better by yourself because you worked off all the bullshit. You're starting to kind of process through the shit you did on the weekend from last weekend. And guess what? In a couple days, you're going to just go right back into the fucking fold of setting yourself back. And it's insanity is what it really is. There's a sense of insanity in those of us that are continuing these cycles that don't align with our goals, our dreams, our desires, because we can't inject discipline, right? It's so much easier to accept the invite to go and fucking have a good time out on town, right? Go hit the fucking clubs, hit the bars, maybe even just go out in the fucking wilderness, but you still got to be partying and doing shit that ain't good for your body, right? So again, we all have this internal dialogue and this internal struggle. And the reason why I come with this shit is because I have this internal dialogue and I have this internal struggle. And the thing that pushes me past the little bitch voice, the fucking weakness in my mind, the wussy fucking voice, is the discipline to say, I've got goals. I've got fucking dreams. I've got people counting on me. And I'm counting on my fucking self because there ain't nobody else to count on in this world, right? But I do have children that counting on me to come through, not to just be a fucking provider, right? Not to just fucking put, food on the fucking table, right? But to really guide and be a navigator of life. And I didn't have a lot of that as a child, right? In the family dynamic that I grew up in, right? There was a lot of neglect. There was a lot of, just almost like a sense of being a burden, right? On this earth, right? That I was like second class citizen in my own family, third class fucking citizen, because I'm just a little child. So what the fuck does it matter? And so I'm grateful when I have these encounters and people say, dude, I really appreciate you, man. I really appreciate you because you're challenging me in ways that no one else is. Because you could tell that this guy was struggling with it, but he was also trying to justify. And that's where a lot of us get caught up, man. We try and justify. But you know what? YOLO, right? YOLO, motherfuckers. You only live once, right? Gotta have fun while it can. And that's why most of you motherfuckers ain't gonna ever fucking really accomplish shit in your life. And then you're gonna look back, right? In an accelerated age with nothing but what? Regret. And it's not gonna be because of the fucking partying and all the fucking bullshit you did. It's going to be because you weren't able to check your own fucking self, to show some discipline, right? And to rise above it, to be the fucking example that people need, right? To break through this life, right? And it's like, there's so much fuckery going on in this world, right? Half of you motherfuckers are scared. Half of you motherfuckers are complacent. The other motherfuckers are just like, think you got it figured out, right? Or miserable and depressed, right? Making other motherfuckers hurt, right? Because hurting people hurt people. So that was the first encounter, right? It was the guy that kind of overindulged. He's fucking super driven, but yet he gave in, right? He fell back into the tradition and he was trying to justify it. But 2 to 3 weeks is a long fucking time to get set back for one day of fucking gluttony, right? One day of overindulgence. And yet we all try and justify it. A lot of you motherfuckers doing the same thing, right? And you do it every single week because the weekend is what sets you back. You overdo it, and then you're fucking miserable as fuck Monday. You're trying to figure shit out Tuesday. And now here we are, motherfuckers. Wake your ass up on Wednesday, right? And then maybe by Thursday, Friday, you're back to like what? Zeroed in on the bullshit again. The weekend, as opposed to like, again, it's going within. This whole fucking life experience is about going within. It's about really chalking up. What are your vices? What are the things that you are doing that's holding you back from true peace? I'm listening to an incredible book right now. It's called The Untethered Soul. Listen to that, The Untethered Soul. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. It's really fucking checking me in a lot of deep, intimate areas of how I try and solve my problems, right? In my mind, in my head, in my heart, right? How we try and solve our problems, thinking, and a lot of us in this day and age, we think that the perfect relationship is what solves the problems. And it's like, no, it's not, right? Because it's actually, a relationship is not the solution to the problem. Right? The problem existed before the relationship, because if you feel like shit right now, whether you're in a relationship, out of a relationship, it don't matter. A perfect relationship does not solve the inner fucking issues that you got going on inside of you, right? And trust me, I know I can come pretty hard, right? And I just want to make this super, super, super fucking clear to you motherfuckers. I'm favored by God. I'm sent by God, right? I believe that the fucking hand of God is upon me, right? And it is just flowing. That's why I could get on here. Unrehearsed, motherfuckers. I love God, right? I praise God, right? But my definition of God is probably not the same as yours, right? Because your God's in a box, right? He's in a little building somewhere, right? He's coming out of some man's mouth and you just keep saying the same shit over and over again and nothing changes. Right? It's all surfacey. It's feel-good stuff, right? And so even when I was preaching the word, even when I was doing these things, I remember I had a revelation, right? God came to me and said, man, quit trying to memorize all the word and the fucking Bible and all this shit. Just be it. Be the word, right? Encompass, right? The love, right? That I want to express to this fucking world of suffering people, man. And I always tell you guys, right? The level of intensity of what I'm expressing to you guys is matched by the intensity of suffering in this world. Because people's suffering just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse, right? And somehow you think the fucking milquetoast shit that you've been getting served up is gonna make a difference. It don't. It don't. It didn't make a difference in me, right? It didn't heal my fucking legacy of childhood trauma that I was carrying around inside of me and needing to unlock. Because I'll tell you what, and I've been telling you this from the beginning, healing, true healing does not come from a magic trick. It does not come from a prayer. It does not just come in an instant. So many of us want God, the universe, creator, to just like in an instant, just delete your trauma, your pain, your suffering, your shame, your guilt. And I've had some pretty fucking incredible experiences where I felt like, wow, I felt good. I felt like incredible. And then a week later, not so much. A month later, not so much. A next year later, not so much. So what's really interesting is when you get a cut, right? And you take care of the cut. Maybe it needs stitches. Maybe it just needs liquid bandage. Maybe it just needs a Band-Aid and a little kiss, right? When that cut heals, is it healed? Yes or no? When it finally heals after a month, when you look at the cut, you got a scar, but is it healed? Yeah, it gets healed. How come this shit that we're asking for healing, right, don't seem to get really, truly healed other than on a surfacey level, in a feel-good level. And it's because you got to go deeper, man. You got to do the healing. You have to embrace the challenge and go through the spiritual journey of self-discovery, of unlocking what the fuck you're carrying around inside of you motherfuckers, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, the stuff that I had no idea I was carrying around that was holding me back. And it continues to hold me back because I'm continuing to process the trauma, the suffering, the old programs from when I was a child, when I was helpless, when I was dependent upon caregivers that were negligent, right? Abusive, all of these things. And I know that even in my own experience, I could sit here as a man, as a father, and say, much of my time as a parent, I've passed on a lot of that pain to my kids. But I'm so grateful that in this season, the same way I share this message with you, I'm sharing this message with my children. And it's not just what I'm saying, it's what I'm trying to do. It's the action, right? It's being the example, motherfuckers, in this world. Not going from hot to cold. See, so many of you'll put out this message of faith, right? We're getting into the Christmas spirit now. You're going to put out this message of faith and Christmas and, joy and Jesus and all this faithful shit. But then what happens when that hotness turns cold because of the weekend, because of the invite for you to go fuck off, right? And it's like, you don't think people in your circle of influence are observing that hypocrisy in yourself, right? And you'll justify it. You justify it. I justified the double standard, right? My own fucking hypocrisy of saying one thing and doing another, right? And it's not until you get to a place of just either flat out brokenness, right? Or it's really the brokenness, man. It takes that fucking rock bottom, man, to turn most motherfuckers around, right? I think we all have the potential to come peacefully, right? To just start doing the work, being proactive, changing shit up, doing new things, right? Because when we start to do the new things, it allows for new shit to come in, right? And so that was the first encounter at the gym. A few minutes later, I get another encounter for someone that's going through a very challenging, difficult situation that I've been through, right? The tumultuous experience of divorce, man, of separation, of, a committed relationship that involves children. And you see that, here I am, about 3 years removed from that situation. I've learned a lot about myself, right? I'm very transparent, man. I know that, holy shit, there was a lot of shit I took for granted as a husband, right? As a father, right? As a partner. Let's call it partnership, right? My former wife, right? She always worked. I always worked, right? But I fell into some kind of a trap that somehow she needed to do more of the domestic chores than me, right? Somehow I'm more justified to get home, be tired, and just fucking chill, just lay up. Well, she's out there fucking doing the dishes, doing the laundry, cleaning the fucking house like a little servant, man. And there's a lot of you motherfuckers out there, right? That you in that trap too. I'm telling you, motherfuckers, right? If the rug gets pulled out from under you, you're gonna learn real quick, right? That you have to step up. You have to contribute, motherfuckers. That's true partnership. It's not gender roles. True partnership, right? Is contributing at all that you can to that relationship. And that cultivates an incredible amount of intimacy. Because I've had to learn that in this season of divorce, right? In renewal of who I am, right? Where I stand, is that I'm having to do everything now in multiple locations. I'm having to do it all. Yeah, my children contribute, but I'm the one that's now having to take care of all of those domestic chores. And I know that I'm not going to ever take that for granted again. At least I am going to challenge the fuck out of myself that when I do get back into something very serious, right? And I've proven it to myself in a serious relationship I had post-divorce, right, last year, that I was a contributor. I was always helpful, always willing to do the dishes, do some laundry, clean up. It's like, I don't know what the fuck program we think that there's these gender roles that, women got to do all that shit. And women are pushing back, especially if you working, you hustling. This person I was talking to yesterday, multiple fucking jobs. And this motherfucker, you know, the situation just ain't getting better. Right. And that's a very challenging place to be, man. My heart goes out to people that are struggling in relationship, on the verge of fucking breakup, on the verge of divorce. Right. I wish you guys could find a way, right? Keep it together. But here was the advice that I gave this person. The problem is that if you're in a toxic relationship, what most of us don't want to face, right, is the fact that if you have a continuation, right, a pattern of triggered fallouts, right? And I use that word triggered because a lot of us will mock, people that get triggered, right? Karens. I was at Office Depot the other day and I'm checking out, buying some stuff. And this guy that works as the cash register, we always just kind of chit chat, right? And for some reason, something about me being there, he opens up to me about his situation, custody issues, trying to get access to his kids, which is another fucked up situation in this country. Men getting access to their kids, whether good or bad, right? We live in this day and age where digital technology, you can't say, I'm afraid of this man, he's going to abuse me. I mean, put the kids on the fucking Zoom. Let them see their parents. Let them connect with people, man. Quit trying to fucking take children hostage. It's bullshit. But we start talking and this elderly lady comes in and she just got this fucking just bullshit stare, as if somehow whatever me and him are talking about ain't as important as her fucking need, right? At about 6 o'clock at night, needing to get like a printer part repaired, and the dude ain't even there, and she's having a fucking meltdown, totally interrupting us as if whatever we're talking about wasn't important. But we started connecting on a very human level because he wanted to make all these excuses for the issues of the other person. And I said, dude, that you got to accept people where they're at. If the mother of your children is just, is this way, you got to accept that. But what he was wanting to do, and it's something that I've wanted to do recently over time, is we all want to contract and close down, shut down. And that was what he was wanting to do. He's feeling like he wasn't making any headway accessing time with his kids, right? Feeling that the mother was playing these fucking crazy games. And I said, that's still not an excuse for you to not continue to do everything you can to connect with them, right? Send the money, send gifts, send letters, send cards. Do not stop, regardless if this person even gives the cards or gives the gifts to the child, right? You have to be the integrity of saying, I'm not backing down, even if it's not going my way. And most of us will do that. Most of us will close down, will shut down if things don't go the way we want it to, right? We don't get our expectations met, we fucking shut down. And I was like telling him no. And so when this lady walked in, he was trying to get my number because he wanted to have a deeper conversation about life and about strategy and about just having another man build him up, right? To really see with clarity how he could transcend, right, the victimization mindset of saying, I'm a victim, I'm not being seen. If I don't get access to my kids, why should I even fucking try? And that's bullshit. You should never stop trying because your integrity is attached to your actions, right? Not of another person. And so many of us externalize our whole entire lives based on how other people either treat us, think of us, talk about us, all this shit. And that is one of the biggest fucking setbacks in this world, is that we are so fucking dependent on the external world, when all of that we have control over is our own state of being, our mind, our body, right? Our spirit, our health, right? Our energy. It's like, this is the shit you have fucking control over. I talked about earlier this week, right? Know what you can change and know what you can't change. You have to know the difference between the two of those things. So I had one encounter with a dude overindulging. Another encounter with someone going through a fucking divorce, right? That's just, it's like they can't quite get it done. They keep trying to make it work, but there's already a pattern there. There's already a pattern of triggered fallout that happens daily, weekly, right? And it leads to the same result of being frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed, and hating the other fucking person, right? But there's a sense of codependency. Why? Because there's children involved, there's finances involved, there's houses involved, there's all of these really serious things that are connected to that. And they're very fucking serious. And we think that we're trapped. But yet here was someone that I'm like, holy fuck, I was totally blown away. This person got like multiple jobs and they're still putting up with that shit. Especially when the person says, hey, I'm going to change. And then maybe it lasts for a day, maybe it lasts for a week, and then they fall back, right, to that old pattern. So my advice in that situation is the only thing, right, that's going to change the dynamic between two people that are having that fucking cyclical, chaotic fucking conflict between them is separation. Separation of space, time, energy, so that each person could go work on themselves, right? It's so important that we work on ourselves, right? Not just jump into another ship, right? And set sail and thinking that that's the solution. I just need a different man. I just need a different woman, right? I just need someone else, right? It's like, no, you don't, because none of those people are going to make a difference in who you are as a person. But we want that to be the answer. We want someone else loving us. And I mentioned this on Sunday. That's fucked. If you're all fucked up and if you are a part, one part of a dysfunctional relationship, guess what? You are dysfunctional, motherfucker, because you're allowing that. You are codependent, right? You are allowing for that to be the fucking reality. And yet we don't want to see it. We want to always point the finger. Oh, it's them, right? And if I could just switch the them to this other, everything will be great. And it's like, no, it won't. No, it won't. I had a situation the other day with someone that they were having a printer issue, right? A few months back, the printer, something happened with a printer, right? And so I helped him get another printer. And I said, look, I don't know what's wrong with this printer. Something's wrong with it. It's an elderly person and, you know, they had some technological issues. And then so I said, look, I'm going to buy you a brand new fucking printer, right? Let's start from scratch. I don't know what's going on with this printer, but let me get you a brand new printer. And then we start from scratch and you won't have no more issues. Guess what? Like 3 weeks after getting a new printer, there's issues. And I go over there trying to fix it. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And so this person gets on my ass. When are you going to fix my printer? And I'm like, look, I don't know what's wrong with the printer. What do you mean you don't know what's wrong with the printer? Do I need another printer? I'm like, nah, I don't think it's the printer. You know, they usually say it's not the printer, it's the person, it's the operator of the printer, because I'm pretty sure these printers were both actually relatively new, and yet the operator and the user of the printer has done something in multiple situations. If I get a third printer, guess what? Do you guys get where this will go? It'll continue, the pattern will continue to play out. So it takes the user, right, changing how they operate the printer, changing their understanding of the printer, right? Examining their own issues, their own self, in order to what? Be a better operator, right? A user of the printer. And it's the same thing with relationships, right? We always talk about, right? I remember working at the community college, another similar situation. There was this grant program to help veterans. And this shit pisses me the fuck off. The motherfuckers that were running the grant were getting all the money. half-ass motherfuckers, right? And they kept hiring veterans to run the program, but they were like the overseer behind the curtain, making all the money. And they kept hiring veterans, and then they would come to me because we were the host facility at the community college, and they would just be like, their turnover was like, they went through and chewed up and spit up like almost like half a dozen fucking really solid fucking veterans, men and women alike, diverse backgrounds. And they kept saying, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And I'm like, I don't know, man. These are really good people. You really think it's them? Right? Or is it you? Right? Is it you? You're the person that keeps hiring people, and you're the person that these people aren't meeting whatever fucked up expectation that you have because you're probably a shit fucking leader, right? But is it really the person? And again, this is in our own examination of life, right? When we're faced with issues, is it the issues or is it us? Is it how we handle the issues? Is it how we address the issues? Is it how we open ourselves up to see it? And I mentioned this to you guys. This ain't no bullshit, man. Anytime someone comes at me with something, I always filter it through my lens of saying, what does this mean to me? What is the truth in this, and how is it applied to myself? Instead of just right away saying, oh, it's this other person, I really take responsibility for my life, for 100% of my fucking life and 100% of my fucking reality, right? And I'm challenging you motherfuckers to do the same, because for whatever reason, we always want to pass blame. It's our cultural norm. The Democrats hate the Republicans. It's all them. The Republicans hate the Democrats. It's all them, right? This country hates that country. This person hates that person. This. There's always someone else to fucking blame. It's the victim culture. It's the victim mindset. And it's got to stop. Right? But we can't control whether or not culturally this shit stops. But we need to fucking take responsibility intimately with ourselves, right? To quit becoming fucking victimizing ourselves, right? And realize that this shit ain't happening to you. Everything that you have experienced in your life did not happen to you to hurt you. I think it's one of the big things that I don't like about church culture in this country, right? Is everything's got to get, like, we filter everything through a lens that somehow if something isn't healed, if something doesn't change, then somehow we deserve to bear the burden of that. And there's probably some truth to that. Again, I'm looking at it in truth, that you will continue to bear the burden of your guilt, of your shame, of your actions, right? Until you're willing to face it and actually address it at a deeper level, right? It's not God just saying, I'm punishing you. It's not the devil just saying, I'm out to fucking get you and I'm never going to leave you alone and I'm going to keep you fucking on edge for the rest of your life. No, right? Because even the shit you're dealing with today isn't the shit you're dealing with today. It's how you're dealing with it today and how you deal with challenging shit in your life right now is based on the shit you went through as a child, as a little kid. Challenge me. Change my fucking mind. Tell me how I'm wrong, right? I challenge any of you motherfuckers. It's the only word that is not in the Bible, right? I was having this little fucking thought the other day. Trauma's not in the Bible. And the other thing that's not in the Bible is a process for how to heal your trauma, your childhood trauma. It's not there. It's magic trick shit. It's just, if you're wary, just put your faith in God. But like, how does that heal the trauma, man? If you've been fucking through some heavy shit as a child, right? Sexual abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, neglect, all this crazy shit, even all of it together, right? Faith in God alone just does not make it just poof. I'm a new person. I don't have any issues. I am so happy with everything I've ever experienced. That don't happen, man. It don't happen. And I'm right. That's why you keep getting back on this motherfucker. That's why you keep listening, just like the dude and the other motherfucker at the gym, right? They both like, holy shit, man, you are saying something different And it's resonating with me because all the other talking heads just want to fucking sing along, man. Sing Kumbaya and act as if doing the same shit and expecting a different result is okay. It's not okay with me. It shouldn't be okay with you. And I know deep down it's not. That's why you have fucking a tough time sleeping. That's why you got to go to the vices, right? That's that fucking wuss mindset. Got to go back to the vices. Because anything you can do to not have to sit with your feelings, ooh, can you imagine that? Can you imagine if COVID-19 was a great opportunity for a lot of people. And I did see a lot of people, myself included. It was the perfect, fertile ground for someone like me to finally invest some really deep time healing, thinking, processing, reflecting, and then ultimately taking action in a positive direction to do what? Turn my psychological, emotional life around, to not be controlled by everything going on around me. And yet so many of you, this is the fucking program. And I'm over here with a little squeaky fucking squeak, 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 just annoying the shit out of some of you motherfuckers because I'm trying to wake your asses up on this Wednesday morning, right? So that you can turn your fucking life around, so that the best is yet to come. But it takes pre-programming your mind to believe that the best is yet to come, regardless of your age, right? Because your psychological, emotional state of being has nothing to do with your age, has nothing to do with your physical fitness. But I will tell you this, as you invest time in improving your mental health, your emotional health, right? And your physical health at whatever intensity or capacity you can do, your overall quality of life will improve. Thus, you will be living the best version of yourself. You will be living your best life. And then you can start believing in yourself again, counting on yourself again, making shit happen that really brings you true satisfaction and true joy. But even just sitting there by yourself in a very quiet place out in nature, in a dark room, and just listening to your thoughts, right? Most of us are tormented by the shit going through our heads, right? And the only way you're going to get past that is to sit there and embrace it. And it's painful and it's hard and it's challenging for us to truly face, right, this fucking inner voice that wants to torment us, that doesn't want to let us go. And then is then attached to what? Emotions. Shit that makes us feel uncomfortable. Shit that makes us feel fucking really bad. It's the only way to say it, man. You feel bad. And yet, in order to not feel so bad, you need the stimulation, right? You need the drink. You need the weed. You need the drugs. You need the sex. You need the fucking social group of people to feel like, I don't want to deal with myself. I'm going to just go do this and I don't have to deal with it. And then I feel good for the moment, right? But we all know that shit is not the true fucking path of healing. We know it's not truly giving you what you desire and what you need. Because what you need is you to show up for you, right? And to engage in a process of healing, to truly open yourself up to something new today, right? And I put that out there to all you motherfuckers every single day. Look, it's so simple, motherfuckers. There's a few things you could do every day. 3 goals. I'll leave you with this, right? Something new, something for you, and something kind, right? That should be every day. Something new. This don't have to be crazy shit. It's taking a new route to work, right? It's doing something that is a little uncomfortable, right? Maybe it's something big. Signing up for a gym membership, right? Eating healthier, right? Eating better nutrition. Most of us think better nutrition is just eating less and salads and carrots and kale and all that bullshit. It's not, right? There's plenty of healthy nutritional plans, right? That fill you up, give you energy, and don't beat you down with a bunch of bullshit, right? Because what you put in, garbage in, you get garbage out. You start putting in some healthy food, some healthy nutrition. Guess what? It floods your body with health and nutrition. Superfood, power, motherfuckers, so that you can start thriving through life. Quit dragging your fucking ass. We're coming up December. This is it. Ding, 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 ding. Last month of the year. How you going to finish the year? How do you finish your races? How do you finish any fucking challenge you've ever had? Do you fucking barely get across the finish line? Or do you say, oh, fuck, let's go. Let me pour out every fucking ounce I got in me so I can finish strong, blast through that fucking finish line and pick up the momentum so that you have some momentum in 23, right? So that you can truly expand who you are as a human being and make a difference. Make a difference in the world so that when people see you, when people interact with you, they're like, holy shit, this conversation impacted my fucking life. How many of you have conversations that impact people's lives? Are you just talking about bullshit, right? You talking about US teams. You talking about fucking your teams, my teams, and all this other bullshit. It don't mean nothing, motherfuckers. It don't mean nothing. Talk about your life. Could you, any of you, brag about your own fucking life for 5 minutes that would actually inspire someone else to say, I want to be better? Instead of like, you just bragging. You just fucking bragging today. Guess what, motherfuckers? That's not how you get results with a weak fucking mindset, right? It's time to toughen up your mind. It's time to elevate who the fuck you are. Time to put in the work. Wake your ass up, motherfuckers, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses. It's all on me. Greg's out.